I'm Amy from Doodle Dog Designs. In this video, I'm going to finish this punch needle project so that it can hang on the wall, and I'm going to add a little border to it with some pink wool. So the first thing I have done is I have pressed the empty weaver's cloth to the back. I folded in the corners first and pressed all of those, and then I folded in each of the four sides and press that. Now I'm going to add a cream wool to the back. I don't have a lot of this pink wool, so I'm going to just use the pink wool for the border around the edge. And when I hang it, you won't be able to see the backing anyway. So I'm going to use this natural colored wool for the back. So I've cut this to be the same size and shape as my piece, but just a little bit bigger, like 1/8 of an inch. And since I'm going to hang this and I don't want it to be floppy on the wall, I'm going to add a piece of cardboard to the inside as well. This was just a cardboard thing from a food container tea box, and I want it to be 1/4 of an inch all the way around smaller, and then I will stick that in between the punch needle project and the folded over weaver's cloth. That just gives it some substance so it doesn't get floppy. And then I will layer my wool over the top of that. And I'm going to use a thread to match the backing. This is going to be a two-step process. One step to get the backing on, and then the second step to add the edging. So I'm going to start right in the middle on the bottom. And I'm going to come up from the behind, right there in the crease, in the fold. So my knot will be on the inside, and then I will layer this on. And if I find out later this is too big, I can always make it smaller. So I'm going to hold back the punched loops and do a whip stitch, catching the edge of the wool and the fold of the weaver's cloth. Be careful not to catch any of the punched loops in my stitching. And as you can see, as I do this, the extra wool folds over and covers up the edge of the weaver's cloth. I can see that as I'm approaching this corner, it's going to be too much right here on the corner. So I'm going to round the corner off. Still needs to be a little bit smaller. It's pretty good. I'll just keep sewing all the way around, and I might need to cut a little bit more off. I'll cut as I need to. If you feel like you need to hold things together more than you can do with just your hands, you can always use some quilting clips to hold things. I have finished sewing on the backing, and it's fairly sturdy. It's not going to be floppy on the wall with that cardboard in there. And then I have cut some strips of that pink wool And these are 1/4 inch wide, and I have some thread that matches the wool. Okay, and I'm using a double strand of thread, and I'm going to start on the back, and I'm going to just come in here in the back, and I will pop that knot through to the back. Then I'm going to start my wool right in this area. And I'm using quilting clips to hold things in place. And I have the wool standing on edge. I don't have it flat against there. I have it standing on edge, and this will give it more of a scalloped look. If you just want it to be like a border around it, a little matte, then you can lay it flat. So I'm going to bring the thread up around the wool, and then I will put the needle through the wool backing. And pull it tight. And then I'm going to bring it back up around again and put it through the wool backing. And I am holding it, the previous stitch, somewhat in place so it doesn't slide off and loosen up. I've come to the end of my wool strip, and unfortunately it's right at the corner, but I'm going to overlap the old one with the new strip. And I will just keep stitching like I have been. I'm not going to cut it off yet because depending on how much it bunches up, it could take more or less of the strip. So I'll wait until I get to the end here, and then I'll know just exactly how much to cut off. So it would overlap right here. I'm going to cut just a little bit further, about 1/4 inch past. And then, like I did where they met before, I'm just going to overlap the two and keep doing the stitches. Now I want to be able to hang this, so I'm going to add a plastic ring to the back. These are rings that you can find in the notions aisle in your craft store, the sewing notions. They're used in curtain making and Roman shades. I use them quite a bit as hangers. Sometimes if it's a bigger piece, I'll put one in each corner, but I think this piece, especially since I added that cardboard in the middle, I'm going to just put one ring right in the middle. So this is right about 5, so I want the middle of it to be around 2.5 inches. So I have my needle and thread, and I'm going to stitch it in place up to the sides, not all the way to the top. I want to be able to get my nail in there, but I'm going to go around the bottom and the sides to really hold it in place so it stays where I want it to be. If you don't do that, then these rings, if you just sew it in one spot, then they tend to flop around and it makes it harder to hang. It's easy to make sure that I don't stitch through onto the punch needle because of that piece of cardboard in there. Now I have a little hanger. I can hang that with a nail or a command hook or whatever I might decide to use. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe below. I'll see you next time. Bye.